I lost 40 pounds after menopause, and let me tell you, it was not a smooth ride. I spent years throwing money at metabolism boosters, hormone balancing teas, fat burner pills, you name it. I downloaded every calorie-counting app. I tried intermittent fasting, keto, low carb, no carb. Nothing moved the needle. And the worst part was not the weight. It was the noise. Every influencer, every doctor, every supplement company telling me something different. Buy this, try that, just eat less, just move more. I was drowning in information and starving for results. Then one night, while I was buried in research papers at 2 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep anyway, I stumbled onto something that stopped me cold. A study about castor oil. Not the stuff your grandmother forced down your throat. Something completely different. Something that works while you sleep. EPOM. See, your body runs a night shift. Every single night your liver is filtering toxins, your lymph system is scrubbing waste from your brain, and your gut is trying to take out the trash. But after 40, that night shift is understaffed. The cleaning crew shows up, but the doors are locked. And all that waste that should be leaving your body, it just sits there, fermenting, inflaming, turning into that stubborn belly that no amount of crunches will touch. What I discovered is that one $12 oil can unlock those doors, not by adding more chemistry to your body, by mechanically flushing out what is already stuck. I'm going to walk you through 7 benefits of castor oil before bed, counting down from 7 to 1. And number 1 is the reason my clients are losing inches off their waist without changing their diet. But we need to build up to it because each benefit feeds the next one. Comment below where you're watching from, your age, and what the biggest problem you're facing during this period. I'm replying to every single comment with personalized tips and advice. Let's start. If you're over 40 and your ponytail is getting thinner, your part is getting wider, or your eyebrows are disappearing, this is for you. Here's what's happening under the surface. There's an inflammatory protein called prostaglandin D2 that rises sharply when estrogen drops. It's directly linked to female pattern hair loss after menopause. When this protein spikes, it tells your hair follicles to shut down. They don't die, they go dormant, like seeds in dry soil. And that's exactly how you should think about it. Your scalp is a garden. If the soil is hard and the water is blocked, the seeds stop growing. Castor oil doesn't just coat your hair and make it shiny, it tills the soil and turns the water back on. It blocks that inflammatory break that's been starving your roots. But here's the part most people miss. This oil rushes blood flow to the scalp. You're not just conditioning the strand, you're fertilizing the root. You're waking up follicles that have been sleeping for months, sometimes years. And it works on eyebrows and eyelashes too. Same mechanism. You're feeding the root with oxygen and nutrients by increasing circulation. So if you've been told hair loss is just part of aging, that's only half the story. The other half is that your scalp is starving for blood flow, and castor oil delivers it mechanically. This one is about skin, and I'm not talking about some moisturizer that sits on top and does nothing. I'm talking about castor oil as a humectant. It pulls moisture from the air directly into your skin. Stop for a second. Feel your jawline. Right now, if it feels less like a grape and more like a raisin, it's not because you're old, it's because you're leaking moisture. Most oils clog pores. They sit on the surface and trap dirt. Castor oil is different. It penetrates deep enough to stimulate collagen and elastin production. The fatty acids fill gaps in the skin matrix and fight the free radicals that are aging you from the inside. Here's why that matters after 40. When estrogen declines, collagen production drops off a cliff. That's why your skin starts sagging. That's why the lines get deeper. You don't need a $200 serum. You need a $12 bottle of the right oil. Before bed, rub it on your face, your neck, and your chest. You wake up looking like you had a facial. Your skin is plumped from the inside out because the oil didn't just sit there. It went to work on the structure underneath. And I know what you're going to say. I've tried oils before and they made me break out. That's because you were using the wrong oil. Castor oil doesn't clog pores. It dissolves the waxy plugs that are already there. It cleans the biome of your skin instead of suffocating it. You're not adding more chemistry. You're giving your skin the raw materials it needs to rebuild itself. And it works while you sleep. You're letting your body's night shift do the heavy lifting. Now, before you go putting this on your face, there's a massive mistake 90% of people make when buying castor oil that can actually age your skin faster. I'll explain exactly what to look for on the label in a few minutes, but first, we need to fix your clicking knees. If your knees click when you stand up, if your back aches when you get out of bed, if your shoulders feel like rusty hinges, this is your anti-inflammatory without the NSAID damage. There's a 2009 study on knee osteoarthritis that found castor oil packs reduced pain as effectively as diclofenac gel. That's a prescription-strength anti-inflammatory. But here's the difference. Diclofenac destroys your gut lining and raises your risk of heart attack. Castor oil does neither. The way it works is this. Castor oil intercepts the pain signal messenger in your body, a compound called substance P. It also reduces tissue inflammation by increasing circulation to the joint. It's not masking the pain like a painkiller does. It's allowing the joint to heal by bringing oxygen and nutrients to the damaged tissue. Here's the question I always get. But I already tried joint supplements. Glucosamine, turmeric, fish oil. This isn't a supplement. This is a mechanical intervention. You're applying pressure and heat and oil directly to the joint. You're forcing blood flow into an area that's been starved of circulation. Rub castor oil on the painful joint. Wrap it with an old cloth, something you don't care about because this stuff stains. Sleep in it. By morning, the stiffness is reduced. The pain is duller. And if you do this consistently, the joint starts to move like it used to. Here's why this matters specifically for women over 40. When estrogen declines, inflammation spikes. Your joints don't have the same cushioning they used to. Cartilage starts breaking down faster than your body can rebuild it, and the pain you feel isn't just wear and tear. It's chronic inflammation eating away at the structure. The villain here is inflammation. It's the parasite chewing through your cartilage while you sleep. Castor oil is the fire hose that puts out the fire and allows your body to rebuild. Dry eyes aren't a water problem, they're an oil problem. Your tears evaporate too fast because the oily layer that seals in moisture is broken. The tiny oil glands in your eyelids are supposed to produce that protective film, but after 40, those glands get clogged and inflamed. Castor oil applied to your eyelids, not in the eye, on the eyelids, stabilizes the tear film and unclogs those glands. Studies show that lipid-based eye drops containing castor oil improve tear stability in menopausal women. But you don't need expensive eye drops. You just need a tiny amount of pure castor oil on your fingertip. Here's why this matters after 40. Hormonal shifts dry out mucous membranes everywhere. Your eyes, your skin, all of it gets drier. That gritty sandpaper feeling in your eyes isn't because you're not drinking enough water. It's because your oil glands aren't working. So before bed, take a clean fingertip, dip it in castor oil, and rub it gently on your closed eyelids. You wake up without that burning, scratchy feeling. Your eyes feel lubricated again. Not because you added artificial tears, but because you unclogged the glands that are supposed to produce tears naturally. You're not treating the symptom. You're fixing the root cause. If you're enjoying the content, please consider leaving a like. It's a small gesture that helps me reach more women who might be looking for this exact help. I really appreciate it. This is the one that changed everything for me personally. Deep sleep. If you're over 40 and you haven't slept through the night in years, pay attention. Most people think of lavender or melatonin when they think of sleep aids. But castor oil works through a completely different mechanism. It doesn't drug you to sleep. It removes the inflammatory brake on your nervous system. Here's the method. It's called the navel method. You take a cotton ball, soak it in castor oil, plug your belly button with it, and cover it with tape. Sounds strange, right? But the absorption through the navel triggers a deep rest shift in your body. It calms the vagus nerve. Remember the night shift crew from the beginning? If your cortisol is high, that crew is locked out of the building. The navel method is the master key that lets the cleaning crew back in so they can start the redemption phase. The vagus nerve is the main highway between your brain and your gut. When it's inflamed, your cortisol stays elevated at night. High cortisol blocks melatonin production. That's why you're wired and tired at the same time. You're exhausted, but you can't fall asleep. Or you fall asleep and wake up at 2 in the morning with your mind racing. Ricinoleic acid, the active compound in castor oil, reduces that inflammation. Lower cortisol means higher melatonin. You drift off faster, and you stay asleep. There's a study showing that castor oil packs increase rest and digest nervous system activity measured through heart rate variability. That's your body shifting out of fight or flight and into the mode you need to be in to sleep deeply. Here's why this matters specifically for women over 40. Perimenopause and menopause are cortisol chaos. Your progesterone drops, which used to buffer cortisol. Now cortisol is running wild. It spikes at night when it should be lowest. That's why sleep gets destroyed during this phase of life. Most women tell me at this point, but I've tried melatonin, I've tried magnesium, I've tried everything. This isn't another supplement. This is a nervous system reset. You're mechanically calming the vagus nerve so your body can produce its own melatonin naturally. Your body already knows how to sleep. It just can't do it when inflammation is screaming danger signals through the vagus nerve. Castor oil quiets that scream. You apply it before bed, your body absorbs it overnight, and by morning, you've had the deepest, most restorative sleep you've had in years. If you wake up every morning looking 3 months pregnant, this is your answer. Apply a castor oil pack to your abdomen before bed. By morning, your stomach is flatter. Not because you lost water weight, because you mechanically cleared the fermentation tank. Remember that toxic glue I mentioned at the start? This is it. It's the backed up waste that's been sitting in your colon for days, fermenting and creating a literal sludge that your body can't move without help. Here's the mechanism. Your intestines have smooth muscle receptors that respond directly to castor oil. When the oil penetrates the abdominal wall, it binds to those receptors and triggers mild contractions. These are the wave-like movements, peristalsis, that push waste through your colon. Studies show that castor oil stimulates peristalsis more effectively than most over-the-counter laxatives. But you don't even have to drink it, which tastes horrible. Even topical application works because the oil is absorbed through the skin and reaches the intestinal muscle underneath. Here's why this matters for women over 40. When progesterone declines, gut motility slows down. Progesterone is what keeps things moving smoothly through your digestive tract. Without it, you get constipated, you get bloated. Waste sits in your colon, fermenting instead of exiting. And that backed up waste, that's what's creating the menopause middle. It's not just belly fat. It's inflammation from toxins that should have been eliminated days ago, but are still sitting in your gut, leaching back into your bloodstream. Soak a flannel cloth in castor oil, place it over your abdomen, cover it with an old towel because this stuff stains. Sleep in it. By morning, you'll feel lighter. And when you go to the bathroom, you'll understand why. The villain here is stagnation. Your colon is supposed to empty every day, but when it doesn't, waste accumulates. It ferments. It produces gas. It inflames the intestinal lining, and that inflammation signals your body to hold onto water and fat as a protective response. Right now you're thinking, but won't that give me diarrhea? No, because you're not drinking it. You're applying it topically. The effect is gentle. It's not a violent purge. It's a natural rhythmic contraction that moves things along the way they're supposed to move. And the beauty of doing this at night is that your body is already in its cleaning phase. Your liver is dumping toxins into your bile. Your gut is trying to eliminate waste. By adding the Castor oil pack, you're giving your body the mechanical push it needs to finish the job. This is the reason I use this myself, the lymphatic flush. If you understand this one, you understand why castor oil works when everything else failed. There's a study in the Journal of Naturopathic Medicine that showed castor oil packs significantly increase lymphocyte production. Lymphocytes are your immune system's disease-fighting cells. But here's what matters more. Your lymphatic system is the sewer system. It has no pump. It relies on movement and mechanical pressure to move waste out of your tissues. When you apply castor oil over your liver or abdomen before bed, you're manually pumping that sewer system. You're forcing toxins out of the tissues so you can eliminate them the next morning. Here's why this matters for women over 40. Fake estrogens from plastics and chemicals accumulate in fat tissue. Your lymph system is the only exit route, but when it's stagnant, those toxins just sit there and your body responds by storing more fat around your midsection as a protective buffer. That's the menopause middle. It's not just calories. It's your body trying to protect you from toxins it can't eliminate. Right now you're thinking, but I've tried detox teas and cleanses. This isn't a cleanse, this is a mechanical flush. You're synchronizing the oil with your body's natural cleaning cycle during deep sleep. Now, before you rush to Amazon, I need you to stop for a second because if you buy the wrong castor oil, you could be making everything worse. The castor oil industry is dirty. Most brands use hexane to extract the oil. Hexane is a neurotoxin, a byproduct of crude oil refining. It leaves residues in the oil that you then absorb through your skin every night while you sleep. Think about that. And here's the plastic problem. Ricinoleic acid, the active compound we've been talking about this entire video, is also a plasticizer. That means it leaches BPA and phthalates out of plastic bottles. So if your castor oil comes in a plastic container, every time you rub it on your skin, you're dosing yourself with the exact endocrine disruptors that are making your hormone problems worse. You just spent this whole video learning how to fix your hormones. Don't sabotage it on the last step. The rule is simple. 3 things on the label or don't buy it. Hexane-free, cold-pressed glass bottle. If it doesn't say all 3, throw it in the trash. So, here's your plan tonight. Pick one method, the abdominal pack for bloating and lymphatic flush, the navel method for deep sleep, or the joint wrap for pain. Start with the one that speaks to your biggest struggle right now. Wear an old shirt because this stuff stains everything it touches. Go to sleep, let the night shift finally do its job. Give it 7 nights. That's all I'm asking, 7 nights. You don't need to add more supplements. You don't need another diet plan. You don't need a gym membership. You need to help your body subtract. Remove the waste, unblock the drainage, let the cleaning crew back in. If you find this video valuable, please give it a like. By doing this, YouTube will show this video to more women who might benefit from it, allowing you to help others as well. Thank you. If this routine changes the way you look at your health and your body's natural ability to heal, please subscribe to our channel. We are uncovering the biological truths that have been hidden by the noise of the supplement industry. Let's reclaim your vitality together. The next breakthrough in your wellness journey is coming soon. Like and subscribe to stay informed.